Hello guys, this is Rito here, and today we're taking a look at another Warcry card comparison with maths, basically. Today we'll be looking at the Bonesplitters and the Ogor Mawtribes. Um, we'll start off with the Bonesplitters just because they've been around for longer, and we'll see if the Ogor Mawtribes are a lot better because people have said that the new wave have better cards in general, and we'll have a look and see if that's true at all. So for the Bonesplitters, we've got the Savage Stabber first. So that's the guy with the spear, basically. He is only dealing 1.4 damage per activation, which is pretty pitiful. And as you can see, that puts him in the lower damage per point value. Yeah, 0.02, that's not great at all. That's something you normally see on ranged characters. But yeah, they have range, so that kind of makes up for it. The Savage Stabber really has no excuse, and I think that's pretty pitiful. It does take 3 activations to kill him, which is actually good point value. So I guess that's how they balanced him, making him more of a defensive piece as opposed to an offensive one. Then you've got the Savage Orc with Chomper. He's at least dealing 2 points of damage, so that's a bit better. Still, though, for his points value, probably not worth bringing if you're looking to deal any damage. Yeah. Again, though, it takes 3 activations to take him down. But if you're looking to go for something survivable, I would bring the Savage Stabber because at least he has 2-inch range, so he can stay out of enemies' range, which makes him even more survivable than the guy with the Chomper. And if you're not going to be dealing any damage with these models, no matter what, you might as well bring the Stabber. Then we've got the Savage Big Stabber. So that's the spear that's carried by 2 orcs, and suddenly we see a very different thing. They've got 7.6 damage going for them. That's a number you'll see quite often, actually. This is along the lines of some of the the best damage dealing fighters in the game. So this is elite tier damage, really. So pretty good damage, and as you can see, that's well worth his point cost as well. 0.04 is always pretty much up there. He also takes 5 activations to be killed, and his point value is 0.03. So in general, the Savage Big Stabber is a very good piece. Bringing him, definitely no mistake at all. Then we've got the Savage Orc Boss. Dealing a whopping 6 points of damage is honestly not bad at all. However, he does cost more points, and yeah, he really has the issue here of paling a bit in comparison against the Big Stabber. Still, this is medium point value, so still not bad. 5 activations to be killed is pretty good, so yeah, definitely not a bad leader. Then we've got the Boys. So the Savage Boys, they are the more aggressive option in the warband, basically. As you can see, the standard one does 4 points of damage. That's double what the Savage Orc with Stomper does. It only takes 2 activations to kill these guys, though. So you see basically the opposed image of the Savage Orcs. You have high damage per point value instead of low, and you have a bit lower survivability, but it's only slightly lower. This is only still in the medium value, where this was in the high value tier. But yeah, I still think the Boys are good value for money, really. I personally like them better than I like the Savage Orcs. Then we've got the Boy Totem. What's interesting about him is he has 3-inch range. He also has an ability that gives everyone toughness, which in my opinion is not a great ability. So you could bring him though. He's, as I said, he's 3-inch range. He also does 4 damage per activation on average, which is good. So yeah, bringing the Boy Totem, really no mistakes made. Good damage per point value, medium per point survivability. So yeah, good piece there. Then we've got the Morboy boss. He's dealing 8 points of damage. As I've said, 7.6 is already very elite, so 8 points of damage is crazy high. Yeah, well worth its point cost. 5 activations to be killed is also a lot. Point value, yeah. Medium survivability for his points though. Like if you compare him to other fighters at the same point value, a couple of them are going to be more survivable. But still, I think the Morboy boss is very, very good. So I would definitely bring him over the Savage Orc boss, I think. The Savage Orc Arrow boys, they are a bit, yeah, they are a bit random. Well, I mean, they do have ranged, so again, the 0.02 point damage per point value. Actually, this is not bad. For ranged characters, that's fine. Most ranged characters will have that kind of damage output. If you're looking at Goblin Archers, if you're looking at the Idoneth Archers, and so on, most of them are in this kind of damage tier. So that's how ranged is balanced in this game. So they are still not bad. They don't cost too much. Yeah, 2 activations to take down, that's fine. You don't want these guys to be in melee anyways. So nice stuff there. What's interesting about the arrow boss is he's only dealing 2 points of damage at range. That sucks. Do not, yeah, I don't know. Not very good. Again, same thing I've said about the arrow boys there. However, it takes 5 activations to kill him, and as he's pretty cheap, that is actually amazing point value. Having a unit that's in this 0.04 bracket for activations to be killed is very rare. So honestly, he's good for his survivability, not for his damage. Though being a boss, a ranged character, I don't know why he needs that much survivability. I really wish they had gone for giving him a bit more damage on his ranged attack and maybe making him a little less survivable. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on the arrow boss. I guess the arrow boys aren't bad. If you want some ranged poke in there, you might just as well bring them over the savage stabbers, because they do the same amount of damage, just have a lot more range. You're losing a bit of survivability, but again, I think with the range that's fine. So yeah, I'd personally not go for any of the Savage Orcs. I'd probably take the Savage Big Stabber twice or something, because that's pretty good. It's a very good model. Maybe throw in some Arrow Boys, take the Morboy boss, maybe take 1 or 2 of the Totems or the Morboys, and that should probably round out your warband already. So that's my kind of view on these guys. And let's then have a look at the Ogor Mawtribes. Right away you'll notice there's a lot more green in here and a lot less red and yellow, so that might give you a hint as to why people are thinking that that the newer card sets are better than the old ones were. Anyways, let's have a look at the Glutton Leader. He's dealing 13.4 points of damage per hit. That is crazy. You can see that at his point cost, that puts him in the highest tier of damage, 0.05. Very rare for most fighters to be there. Brilliant value. And it takes 8 activations to kill him as well, which still puts him in the upper tier of point value for survivability. So beautiful, beautiful model. Then we've got the Ogre Glutton with Fist. He has an ability to deal some damage, but is in quote unquote only dealing 7.6 damage, which, as I've said, is what normally elites do in terms of damage per action. So this is still pretty damn good. Yeah, his point value, again, 0.04, that's still above average. 6 activations to be killed. So pretty good model still. We've got the Glutton with double weapons. He's dealing a whopping 10 points of damage. That's 2.5 more than the Glutton with Fist again. Beautiful, brilliant. At this damage point, at this point value, amazing model. I honestly think if you want to crush face in Warcry, these guys here, these glutton double weapons, they are going to be amazing. Then we've got the Iron Guts in Age of Sigmar. They do a lot more damage than the Gluttons do. In Warcry they do not. They've got an extra point of range, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think they do. They do have 2-inch range. But they are doing less damage than the Gluttons are, and they are more expensive, putting them at a 0.03 point value. So that's, in quotes, only average damage. So not as good point value as the Gluttons are. They are tougher though, so they take 7 activations to be taken down. At the added point value though, that's kind of the same point value you'd get for the Gluttons. And yeah, to be honest, I think the Glutton with double weapons is a lot better than the Iron Gut is. Then you've got the Iron Gut leader. He's dealing 12.6 points of damage, so a tiny bit less than the Glutton leader is on average. Still very good damage per point value. You can see it's almost double what the normal Iron Guts are doing. So if you want to bring an Iron Gut, bring the Iron Gut leader. 10 actions to be killed, that's an awful lot. He should last you the entire battle. Beautiful model. Good point value there. So yeah, if you want to bring an Iron Gut, bring the Iron Gut leader. He's a lot better than the normal Iron Guts are. Then we've got the Lead Belchers. They do 7.6 damage at range. At range. That is crazy. No model I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe from the Caradron Overlords there were a couple that did similar things, but 7.6 damage at ranged is massive. So and they are in the average category of damage per point value, which, as I've said before, that's very good for range damage. Being on the average tier here, that is very strong. So good model. Yeah, 6 activations to be taken down. It's not as great for the point value because they cost more than the Gluttons do, obviously. But still, I think the Lead Belcher is worth bringing if you want that ranged poke. And it's not poke, it's ranged punch, really. The Lead Belcher leader is doing the same amount of ranged damage. Yeah, again, not bad, but he's the only thing he really changes is being more survivable. And then at that point, I wonder if you really need to bring the Lead Belcher leader, bring one of the better leaders maybe. You've got 2 great leader options here in both the Glutton and the Iron Gut, and then leave the Lead Belcher leader at home and take normal Lead Belchers because they can do the same amount of range damage. And last but not least, and something I think that sets this warband apart from some of the other elite tier warbands, is they've got Nobblers. Dirt cheap, still 2 points of damage per action. That, as you can see, very good damage per point value still. They've got a unique double ability, which is pretty horrible. So I don't know. That's not going to change the game. But just having the ability to swarm with maybe like 5 small models on top of your big guys. So leaving out one of the big guys will allow you to bring a couple of Nobblers, and that will really allow you to have a lot more battlefield control. Don't be out activated as easily because you'll have more activations. You can wait around with the Nobblers, you can go take objectives. Yeah, obviously they are incredibly squishy. One attack will take them down by almost anything, but I still think they are very good models. So yeah, I would definitely bring some Nobblers. And beautiful warband. Just in general, very strong. The Ogors all have pretty good movement as well. So yeah, really nothing much to complain about here. I think this is elite done right. This is what an elite warband should be. Still don't know if they will be like top tier competitive, because obviously Warcry is often not about killing the opponent. It's oftentimes about taking objectives and moving across the field very quickly and so on. And that's not where these guys will have their strongest games. But yeah, I still think this is a strong, strong warband. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys next time.